This conference will now be recorded.
Everyone. So yesterday we had covered with the introduction part of financial modeling. So yesterday we discussed many things about financial modeling. So hope you people got some idea about what is financial modeling is. So we understood the parts of financial modeling, how data of a company is going to help us. So we came across different types of scenarios. So in each scenario, how our business estimation is going to be worked out, we saw. So what is the use of financial modeling? So what are the things that will be covered in financial modeling, like valuation of a company, valuation of assets, mergers and acquisitions, option pricing, budgeting and forecasting, capital allocation, raising capital, risk management. What is the financial modeling is, how it is going to be helpful when we are talking about any startup business or any business that we are acquiring it. So how the business planning has to be done. So prepare financial modeling for any company. So based on the historical information, analyzing the relationship and making the assumption, project and sales cost, developing the and completing the financial analysis. So where we will be able to tell the IRR, the internal rate of returns, how it will be calculated. And then we discussed about the various different types of financing, like three statement model, and then discounted cash flow model, merger acquisitions, initial public offerings, leveraged buyout model, consolidation model, budget model, forecast model, option pricing model. All those things we discussed. So now I hope you people must have got some idea about what is financial modeling is. And in the meantime, yesterday I told that this all those things we are going to work on the platform of Excel. So in Excel only we are going to understand how the financial statements done and how to do with the projects, everything will be understanding it. Before that, so some people might be having the knowledge, some people might not be having the knowledge about Excel. For that we will be doing with some basic functions and other things, tools that we will be using it in financial modeling as well. Okay, so I have shared the file financial modeling and Excel practicals. So that one I wanted you people to download it. So it is shared in the WhatsApp group. The ones who have joined now, please download the files so that you can work along with me, so that no doubts will be carried forward. So the ones who have joined now, please download the files that I have shared it in the WhatsApp. Hope you people downloaded the file.
Yes, ma'am.
Mom, can you or anyone else send the link of the PPT because I don't know why it's not opening on my laptop.
No, ma, it is an encrypted file, so it will not be opened. Once you are downloading, you can open it in the spam. So it will get stored. It will not get stored in the inbox. Guys, 1 second. Please download time. Download the files. So any doubts in yesterday's class?
No, ma'am.
Thing is clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
we'll start up with the introduction of Excel. Okay, so anyone who is having the idea of what is Excel?
Yes, ma'am. It is a spreadsheet with rows and columns.
It's a spreadsheet with rows and columns. Okay, so anyone else?
It
So
is
where basic
Excel where you can create datas or
hmm,
problems. You can solve problems using Excel, like financial
hmm,
problems
okay,
using formulas.
very good. So you are aware of formulas also in Excel then.
Yes, ma'am. It was our one subject. It was for us in previous sem.
Like it was there in the second sem.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. In
Okay,
I'm not for
okay,
everyone. We are
only
from
okay,
for
okay. Few
different
people
streams.
BCom students.
No, no.
only for BCom
BCom,
stu.
not every year, ma'am. For
Mm-hmm.
BCom also there are like from every year students is there. So not everyone like is familiar with it.
Okay, so few people have learnt it, few people have not learnt it. Okay, so whatever it is, so here we are not going to go in detail with Excel, but the required tools which we are going to use it in financial modeling, those things will be covering it. Okay, so MS Excel. So Can anyone tell me what is MS Office is before we get into Excel? So you must be knowing the past, the history of how Excel came. So what is MS Office is? So Excel is one of the component in MS Office. So are you people aware of it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it is an application software. MS Office is an application software which is basically designed for business and office oriented tasks. Any general things. So I'm not talking about any particular category of business. In generally, when I'm talking about any office or any business, so general work like raising a formal letter, sending the quotations, invoices, creating the reports, doing set of calculation related to the accounts, promoting my business, promoting my promoting my projects. So all those things can be used, you can be done using MS Office. Okay, so it is an application software. Application software means user requirement software. So we all, as per the requirement, we are making use of it. Okay, so in that, MS Excel is one of the components. So Office contains with MS Word, MS Excel, and we have PowerPoint. So MS Word, it is a document oriented software which does with all the document related. As I told, formal letters, quotations, invoices, reports, all those things I can do it using Word. So if I'm talking about PowerPoint, we can do set of promotions of my business. I can do the promotion of my product, promotion of my project. All those things can be done using the PowerPoint. So when I'm talking about Excel, Excel is used to do set of calculation that comes in the part of business. Okay, accounting related things and all. I can do it using Excel. Okay, so this is how MS Office is classified with different types of application which are set together, and it is released as MS Office. So in this Excel, as I told, it is used to do set of calculations and all. So Excel is a software program produced by Microsoft. So the company which has developed and introduced with MS Office is Microsoft. So this allows the user to organize, format, and calculate the data. So here we are not going to create the data, but whatever the data I have, I'm going to put it in Excel, which I'm going to organize, I'm going to format, I'm going to analyze, I'm going to do set of calculation using functions and formulas on the spreadsheet. So spreadsheet system is nothing but the work area. Each Office application is designed specific way. If I'm talking about MS Word, so MS Word is the work area of MS Word. If you see, it will be in the form of A4 size sheet. When I'm talking about PowerPoint, area of PowerPoint will be in the form of presentation, that is in the form of slides. When I'm talking about Excel, it will be in the form of tabulation. So tabulation means what? It's a grid interface which are organized in the form of rows and columns. Okay, so in Excel it is called a spreadsheet. So why it is called as spreadsheet, we will see it in a few while. So as we know that Excel is a very powerful tool and it has many features in it. So I'm not going to go in detail with it. I'll just simply glance it. Why? Because few of the tools, whatever I'm explaining here, we'll be covering it. Okay. So spreadsheet. So as I told, the grid interface, which is in the form of tabulation, is called as spreadsheet. In a few while, we will understand the screen interface. Then coming to functions and formulas. So functions means it is system defined or predefined. So now we are so many people over here. So as per the requirement, do you think that everybody are going to work on the same profile, job profile? So how much ever people we are there now in the meeting, do you think that we all are going to work on the same job profile?
No, ma'am.
So each and every person will be working on different job profiles. So some might be working on some accounts related, some will be working on different things. Okay, so as per the requirement of the user, the company has identified and it has developed few functions. So in order to understand it much better, I will give an example. Like during the school timings, we all have studied with math. So there we had some formulas and all, like a square plus 2ab. In order to get a particular output of a scenario of a problem, I need to write formula. When I'm writing that formula only, I'll be able to get the output, right? Like that only here in Excel also the company has created various different types of functions. Like for example, we have text functions, we have date and time function, we have logical function, mathematical function, trigonometrical function, so statistical function, database function, financial functions, lookup function, like this various different type. Under that particular function there are set of functions which works only related to that particular category. Okay, like that they have created almost 250 different types of functions available, okay, in Excel. So these are called as functions. So then what are formulas are? Okay, so formulas are user defined. Say I am a wanted to work. Okay, so I have a scenario in Excel for which I wanted to get an output. Basically in Excel 70 to 80% of all the Excel functions will give the output in the form of true or false, which are called as Boolean values. Okay, but I don't need true or false. I wanted something else. I wanted the output to be represented in the either way, but I'm getting true or false. So now what to do, I'm going pick out the different types of functions. So one single function is going to perform only one thing, but I wanted a particular task to be sorted. So what I will do, I am going to mix up with different types of functions and I am going to perform. So that particular function, when I'm manipulating without breaking the rule of the syntax, that means each and every function will have a syntax. Syntax is nothing but the rule based on which the function will work. Okay, so without breaking the rule of that syntax, I am going to manipulate. So manipulate multiple functions together in order to in order to get one output. So when the user is manipulating the functions in order to get one output, then okay. So in simple terms, still more, if you wanted to understand it much better, miss, I can tell an example of the food. Okay, I like food a lot, so I'm taking the example of food. So biryani, one concept is there. So do you think that biryani it is only related to non-vegetarian? No. So it is not only with non-vegetarian. If I wanted to have biryani, so I can prepare biryani in veg mode also. Like I can prepare biryani with multiple different type of veggies. I can prepare biryani with paneer. I can prepare biryani with only soya. I can prepare biryani with peas and potatoes. Like that, various different types of varieties I can prepare. Now if I tell that I'm going to prepare biryani with lady's finger, can you imagine biryani concept with lady's finger?
No, ma'am.
So will you do it? No, right? So like this only. So I should be have idea about what is this ingredient is. Okay, non-veg is different thing, we will forget it. So I should understand the concept of mixed vegetables, only paneer, only soya, only particular vegetables I am taking, only potato I am taking, only specific vegetable I am talking about, or is it about the lady's finger? So when I know the ingredient, I can get the output called as biryani. When I don't know the ingredient, it will become like biryani prepared with lady's finger. Okay, so in order to get one output, I should prepare, I have to mix the appropriate vegetables which will go with the taste, right? So in that, if I am very good at preparing biryani, I can try with different ingredients. Like that only, we have different types of functions available. As I told, text function, math function, logical function, statistical function, all those things are there. Now I wanted one particular output. So if I am aware of those functions, what it is, how it performs, what is the syntax of it, what is the rule of it, if I am aware of it, I can manipulate different types of functions together, put together in order to get one output. Okay. So it was just in a funny way. I'm just explaining you. I can understand it was a very long day. After that long day coming and again listening to stories, you will get bored. So that's why I'm just adding up a spice little bit. Okay. So I hope now you understood what are functions and what are formulas in Excel. Am I going too fast or something, guys? Guys, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are not going fast. It's fine.
You are able to follow it. Okay. So
Yeah.
everybody understood the concept of functions and formulas. So type in 1 if you understood functions and formulas. type in 1 if you have understood what is functions and formulas. Okay, so next coming for charts and graphs. So here I told that we are going to create the sales report, everything based on my business, everything. So imagine I have a table. So I wanted to represent it using the charts and graphs. So Excel supports you with different types of charts and all. So like we have the charts like line chart, bar chart, column chart, staked column chart, donut chart, and histograms and other different types of charts are there. So based on whatever the data you have, you are going to put the charts. Okay, so data analysis. So data analysis means, so as I told, I have a huge data, I wanted to analyze it. So analyzing means what? So again, it is about the sorting, it is about applying the filters, or I wanted to make the table as simplified as I can, and I can analyze the data so easily. Okay, so for that I am going to use pivot table. In the upcoming classes we will understand that one also. So on the sales report, how to build a dashboard and how to apply the pivot table, those concepts also we will understand. So next concept is data visualization. So data visualization means, so I wanted to highlight the values based on certain condition or based on certain rule. So I can apply with conditional formatting, I can apply with the spark lines, where I can apply the data bars to visually highlight the trends, patterns and anomalies. So in the upcoming classes, we will do with one concept where we will be understanding data visualization also. So dashboard also will understand in Excel how can we perform it. And then talking about data import and export, Excel is one of the wonderful software to import the data from a different platform, do the necessary transformation and load the data to a different platform. So here I'm talking about Power Query. So your data can be in a form of text file, it can be in the form of database, or your data can be from a web page. So or your file format can be in CSV, that is comma separated values, PDF portable document format, or it can be in HTML format, that is hypertext markup language. So from any of these different types of formats you can bring in the data, do the necessary transformation and load the data to take the data to different platforms as well. Okay, so these are some of the features of Excel. So just have a look. If you are having any doubts in any of the point, please tell. And guys, if any point you are feeling that ma'am is going fast or you wanted me to explain it again, please don't hesitate. You can definitely tell. Okay, I'll see to it. Have a glance on the features. Any point you did not understood, you want me to explain it again, please tell. I'll explain it. Why? Because in the exam you'll be getting questions based on anything whatever I'm teaching. Clear guys? Any doubts in any of these features whatever I have explained?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay, going. Okay, let's continue with the other things. So coming to the next feature of Excel, that is data validation. So data
Ma'am, for me,
validation
even
means,
in spam, it is asking for password.
Sorry, ma.
Even on spam, it is asking for password.
Yes, the password is 0058.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So data validation. So what is data validation? Generally in Excel, if you see whatever the data you enter, either it is in the form of text, either it is in the form of numbers, or it is in the form of special characters, Excel accepts any type of data. But there are some criterias when I wanted to be followed. Like for example, I have a table. In that table, there is a particular column which is specific for Aadhaar number. Okay, so Aadhaar number means it comes with certain criterias, like Aadhaar number should be only in numbers, and that numbers also should be equal to 12. More or less, it should not accept. So this is the criteria. So now in that particular column, I'm going to set a data validation where Excel will not allow any data that is not meeting the criteria. Okay, so it will not allow the data if it is apart from numbers or which is more or less than 12. Okay, it is not going to accept. So like that we can apply with the data validation. So then what if analysis? So what if analysis, forecasting the future calculation. Okay, so that one is called as what if analysis. And then we have macros and automations in Excel. So macros means there is a particular task which is repeated again and again. I have to do it again and again, which I don't want. So what I'm going to do is, for the very first time when I'm creating it, I'm going to record it under macros, and then I'm going to run it whenever it is required. So it is going to record and it is going to execute. That is called as macros. And automation, here I'm talking about Visual Basics for application. So any specific task you perform in Excel which where there is no specific tool related to it, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to write a VBA script, make Excel understand what is my requirement is, and based on that Excel perform the tasks. So that is called as automation related to VBA. And then data security. So in Excel, we can encrypt a single cell, a range of cell, sheet, and entire workbook. So everything I can set it on the encryption, like protecting it with the password. Customization. So I'm talking about a business. I wanted to design my own invoice. I wanted to set my company name, the logo, what are the components that I wanted on the invoice. I wanted to design it. I can design, I can save it as a template, and then I can make use of it. Okay, so these are some of the other features in Excel. Have a look. Any doubts in any of this point you want me to explain it, I will explain it. So Excel notes I have not shared. So I'll share it once after the class is completed. Okay, understood. Any doubts in this? Clear, guys? Any doubts?
Ma'am.
Okay, so data types in Excel. So there are four main data types in Excel which we should be aware of. Generally, when I'm talking about text, any alphabetical based data can be entered in Excel. So the number based data. So logical, here logical is nothing but the Boolean values, that is true or false. As I told, 70 to 80% of all your Excel functions will give the output in the form of true or false. So I don't want a particular output, then I'm going to change it and I'm going to use it. Okay, so I'm going to manipulate that output by using the other function. Okay, so it is based on the functions to determine whether the set of criteria is met, the measures are met, or the conditions are met. Based on that, the logical functions will work. So coming to error, so generally, forget about Excel, generally in terms of computers, when do I get an error? So when do I get an error?
When we don't use the formula correctly or is equal to sign is not used.
No, I'm not talking about Excel. Generally, in terms of computer.
Ma'am, when we use something which the computer cannot like comprehend.
Okay. Anyone else?
Data which is collected or which is used is wrong or something.
Okay. So almost there. So I can tell it in this way. So
When there
whatever
are
that,
mistakes.
very good. So when there are mistakes. So whatever the data I feed into the computer is containing some mistakes or it is incomplete. So at that point of time, computer is going to pop up with an error. Example, 2 plus 2. So immediately you will tell me the answer is 4. So now if I tell 2 and 2, I'm not telling what it has to be done. So my question is, so the right that moment itself you will ask, ma'am, what it has to be done. Whether it should be 2 and 2 should be added, multiplied, subtracted, divided, what it has to be done. Why? Because your question is incomplete. Like the way only whatever the data I feed into the computer should be accurate. So to our knowledge, like it should not contain any mistakes inside it, or it should not incomplete values inside it. Okay, so like that we have to feed into the data. Guys, 1 second, uh, I'll just pick an important call. Sorry, guys. Hope you are able to see my screen. Okay, so this is about the error. Okay, so as I told, so whenever whatever the data I feed into the computer is incomplete or it contains some incorrect values and all, so then a computer is going to pop up with an error. Okay, so in Excel also we come across different types of errors. Error handling functions also use sort the errors. Okay, so let's have a look at the screen and then we can start with our. So I can either Excel from the start button, I will type in Excel. I can start it this way, or I can right click on the screen. I can go to new, and from here also I can access Excel, or I can type in Windows R, that is for my run command, and I'm going to type in Excel, and like this also I can access Excel. Okay, so let's look at the screen interface. So there are various components on the screen, so you should be aware of. So I'll just quickly brief about it, what it is. So on the leftmost corner, what you see here, so this is called as quick access toolbar. Okay, so the name itself tells quick access toolbar. Okay, so here whatever the small icons you see, these are called as tools or commands in Excel. It is not that I'm going to use the entire tools that are available. I'm not going to use this all those things. Very frequently any tools I'm using, I can set it up from this quick access toolbar and I can make use of it. Okay, so in order to set up the quick access, so what I'm going to do, I'll click on the drop down, I'll go to more commands, and here you can see I have two tools added. So one is calculate and one is filter. Say now very frequently I'll be using email. I'll select email and click on add, and I'll click on OK. So email gets added like this. If I wanted to remove any of this tool, I'll click on the drop down, I'll go to more commands. So whichever tool I don't want, I can remove it. And let me add one more tool. So where I'm using the format painter, I'll click on add. So two new tools I have added. I'll click on OK. Now you can see email and format painter I have added. So like this, you can add any tools that you are using it. And then we have the title bar. So by default, Excel files are called as workbook. Why it is called as workbook, we will understand it in a few while. So till then it will be book until unless I save a file with a file name by choosing the allocation. Once I give the file name will appear here and this book one will be removed. Okay, and then we have the search option. So from the search option, say I wanted to open data validation. So this is a tool in Excel. I'll press enter. So I got the dialog box which is related to data validation. So like this, I can use the search option on the top row, and then we have the close button. Then we have the restore down. Restore down will take you to the next level size of your screen like this. Now when I come here, it is maximize, fit all the four corners, and then we have the minimize. So here my file is not closed, but it will be hidden in the taskbar at the bottom. So here you can see, so my file is active. I'll come and click, will be open. And then we have the display option. I wanted to hide the tabs and commands, so I'll click on this and I will tell auto hide the ribbon. So now see, no tabs, no commands is visible. So now I wanted it back, I'll go to the display option, I'll show tabs and commands, tabs and ribbon will be displayed. So this is about the top row. Clear? And then we have the tab layout. So tab layout, it contains with different types of tabs, like we have file, home, insert, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, help. So there are different types of tabs, and individual tab contains ribbon. So the horizontally which is open like this is called as ribbon. File doesn't contain a ribbon, it is called as file menu, which opens like a window like this. Okay, and by default you can see the ribbon is related to home. So this is home ribbon. When I come to insert, the ribbon gets changed. So this is ribbon related to insert, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, and help. So as you can see, as I clicked on that tab, so each and every tab has its own ribbon, so which does with specific tasks related to your work. Okay, so this is about the tab layout, and this is ribbon. Ribbon consists of again three things inside it. So first thing is group. So what are groups? Like we have clipboard, font, alignment, number, styles, cells, editing. So these are the groups, and individual groups contains tools or commands inside it individually. So the small icons what you see, these are called as tools or commands. Okay, so say now in this font group I have different types of group. Okay, so first one is group. Font is a group, and this tools what you see inside the font group is the tools and commands. And then you can see a small button at the right hand side corner called as dialog launcher. So when I click on this dialog launcher, so the tools that are inside this font group will be displayed a little bit detailedly over here. The same tools only, little bit detailedly it would have been explained in the dialog launcher, and it is not mandatory that all the groups will be having the dialog launcher. So if you see under the home tab, I have the dialog launcher in clipboard, font, alignment, number, and when I come to insert tab, I have the dialog launcher only in charts. When I come to page layout, page setup, scale to fit, sheet options, only these three things. When I come to formula, nowhere I can see the dialog launcher. So like this, with wherever required groups are there, there only dialog launcher will be there. It will not be available in all the this one. Okay, good. So we understood the top row, this the tab layout, and then about the ribbon. So clear till here? Type in 2 if it is clear till here whatever I have explained. Okay, so now coming to the name box. So beneath this uh, ribbon bar, we have the name box. So name box here, as I take the cursor, you can see name box will appear. So what is this name box means? Name box will tell me the active cell address. Okay. So before we understand name box, let's understand the screen interface. So here, as I open a new file, new worksheet or anything, you can see a thick highlighted bordered cell you can see. That is called as active cell. Okay. So this active cell will be available on this tabulation. So the small boxes what you see individually, it is called as cells. Okay, so this many cells put together is called as tabulation. In generally, tabulation means which are organized in the form of rows and in the form of columns. And in Excel, rows are identified by numbers and columns are identified by attributes. Okay, so the intersecting point of your row and column is your cell address. Okay, so now when I click somewhere else, so here by default it is in A1, that is in A column, first row. When I click somewhere here, so I am in I column, 10th row. Now if I am click somewhere here, I am in N column, 6th row. If I click here, I column, 5th row. So the intersecting point of the Excel. So the intersecting point of column and row. So that is called as active cell, and that active cell address displayed in the name box. Okay. So like this. Now how many number of rows and columns are there? So as I scroll down, so you can see it is moving on, but I don't know exactly how much it is there by scrolling. So now what I will do is simply I'll press control and down arrow. So Excel will take me, this active cell will be taking me to the last row, that is 10,48,576 rows. I repeat, it is 10,48,576 rows. Now I wanted to come back to the first cell. I'll press control and up arrow. I come back to the first cell. So now I'm in A1. Now I wanted to go to the last column, control and right arrow. I go to the last column, that is XFD. So the last column is 16,384th column. I wanted to come back to A1 cell, control and right arrow. I come back to A1 cell. So now like this, I can travel anywhere. So now you saw here. So now my question is, can I take the active cell by typing in the cell address in the name box. So let me say JKL 852. I wanted this active cell to be in this particular cell. I press enter. See, now I am in JKL 852. Now let's try with one more, ASD 951. Now my active cell is in ASD 951. So let's try with last one, MNO 753. MNO 753. Now I wanted to come back to A1 cell. Now I am in A1 cell. So now you saw that it was so easy for me to travel anywhere in the sheet, right? So easily I can travel anywhere from the name box, and then whatever the data I enter, Excel will allow me to enter the data only in the active cell. So wherever my active cell is, there only I can enter the data. Nowhere else I can enter the data. Okay. And whatever the data I enter in the active cell, that will be reflected in the formula bar. So this is called as formula bar. So say now I'm entering ASD. So the same thing you can see in the formula bar. I type in number. So in the active cell I typed, you can see in the formula bar also it is getting reflected. I tell the special characters. The same thing is reflected in the formula bar. Okay. So now whatever the data I entered, let it be text, let it be number, let it be special character, I am able to see the same in the formula bar. Now say, let me say equal NICT. So now something I'm starting with equal and I am typing in NICT. You can see your entire ribbon went deactivated. So why means, so here so as I press enter, now you can see in the formula bar it is showing equal NICT, and here it is displaying something has hashtag name question mark. So what it is, why am I getting the different value? So when I click on the text, when I click on the number, when I click on the special characters, everything is same. But when I click here, so it is telling me equal NICT, and in the spreadsheet it is showing me hashtag name question mark. Any idea what has happened? The people who have learned Excel, can you just tell me? If it is never mind. So I am just asking you out of curiosity. In formula bar it is showing as equal NICT, and in the work area it is showing as hashtag name question mark.
Ma'am, usually whenever we are using formulas, we also have to give values along with it because there is no value here for it to process anything. It is showing that.
Okay, very good. Apart from her, anyone else would like to give an answer?
Excel has inbuilt formulas like sum and etc etc. So like it doesn't have anything like NICT, so maybe it is not showing that.
Okay. Anyone else?
Ma'am, Excel will only identify the numbers, not the alphabet.
Okay, so you think that that's why I'm getting this hashtag name question mark. What is this hashtag name question mark basically? What it is?
Error, ma'am.
It is an error.
Something error, ma'am.
Something related to an error. Okay. Anyone, what might be the differences?
You have
So
not entered in the form of Excel, ma'am. Like for Excel, if you want any data, like you have to put it in that form, like is equal to add that,
I think
sum
I have
that.
put that one only. I have put it with equal only.
Yeah.
So I have put it, when I press enter, it is showing me as error, and in the formula bar, as you can see, it is telling that equals NICT is there. So I'm getting various different types of answers. I'm not telling that it is wrong. So it is correct. So I just wanted to check if anybody is giving me any other answers or anything. That's it. Out of curiosity only.
It just says that there is a mistake in what you have written, so it is an error. That's it.
Okay. So very good. Almost everybody are able to identify that it is an error over here. So when I was entering some value, as I told, when I entered the text, it allowed me to enter the same thing, and in the formula bar, you could see that the same value is entered. If I enter some numbers, the same number, whatever I enter in the active cell, the same thing is getting reflected. Or if I'm entering some special characters, so in the formula bar also it is displaying the same thing. So now, as I told, equal NICT. So as I told, equal NICT means, so now my data is commencing with equal. Okay. So till now I did not use any data with equal. So when I was entering just a data which is in the form of text, which is in the form of number, which is in the form of special character, Excel understood that it is a data. Whatever the user is typing in, I have to display the same. Okay. But something when I entered with equal means Excel prepared itself to give an output. So that is why your ribbon got deactivated. Okay. So now what Excel is thinking is, so now the user is going to ask me a question which might be in the form of a calculation, or it can be in the form of a function, or it can be in the form of a formula for which I need to give an output. But NICT is not an calculation, NICT is not any function, NICT is not any formula. Okay. So it understood that it is something text based data and which might be related to any name. So that is why it is telling us it is a name based error. So now in a simple way, if we have to understand, say let me say 2 plus 2, the same thing is getting reflected in the formula bar. But when I press enter here in the work area, so Excel is showing me the output, and in the formula bar it is showing me what is the question that I raised. Okay. So here in the formula bar, it will display you the question, what you have written, and the output. The answer will be displayed in the work area. So here also, if you see, it is telling me the question that I raised, equal NICT, but it couldn't understand what it is. So it is giving me the output that it is a name-based error. So now let's try with a different type of error, 99 divided by some empty cell. So now my question is incomplete. Now you can see it is a divisional error. So div means it is division. You are telling forward slash. So it should be divided with 0. It doesn't make any sense at all. 99 should be divided with what? So that is why it is telling it is a divisional error. It is a divisional error. Okay. So like this, we come across different types of errors. So if I am able to identify when I am getting this error, I can easily identify what mistake I have done. If I am able to identify what mistake I have done, I can easily rectify that mistake also. Okay. So this is about the screen interface. And then we have the vertical scroll which moves from top to bottom, and then we have the horizontal scroll which will move from left to right, and then here we have the sheet layout. So sheet layout from 2016 version onwards, only one sheet is made available. Okay. So from 2016 onwards, before 2016 version there were actively 3 sheets: sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. From 2016 onwards they have made only one sheet available. If I wanted to add, I can click on this plus and I can add the sheet as many as I want. Okay. So like this can be done. Okay. Maximum how many number of sheets I can add? I can add up to 255 sheets. Okay. It is based on the system storage capacity. The normal storage capacity of the computer will be there. No, with that I can access 255 sheets. If your storage capacity is more, you can add more sheets also to your Excel. And then at the beneath this sheet layout, I have the status bar. I'll take the cursor and right click. You can see status bar. So here Excel will not wait for the user to define. There are certain things Excel will perform on its own. So those things and all it will keep turned on. So whichever I have the control which I can turn on and off whenever it is required, I can do it from here. And then we have the different types of views from here. So this is a normal view, and then we have the page layout view and the page break view. So normal view where you can see your data like this in the normal work area. So if I tell page layout view, so where you can see your sheet is divided into the pages. Okay. So like this you can see the different number of pages. So entire sheet is classified like this. And then if I wanted to check with page break view, so only one particular page it will show. Normal view, I come back. So this is my normal view. Okay, and then we have the zoom bar. So zoom bar, it will allow only your work area to increase with the size. None of the other part of your screen interface will get increased or decreased with the size. Okay, so this is about your screen interface. So I'll give you some time, just go through this screen interface. See, when you look at this, you should understand what is this used for, what is the name of it, and this one and this one. So just have a glance. Okay, if you are having any doubts, please let me know. Guys, anytime if you feel that a ma'am is going fast or you wanted me to explain it again, as I'm telling it once again, please don't hesitate. So you can always interrupt and clarify your doubts. If I'm going fast, you can ask me to reduce the speed. Okay. So I have shared you the file in the WhatsApp group. So practicals will be starting. So the ones who are simultaneously going to do practicals, please download the file, the password for the file. It's an encrypted file. The password will be 0058. That is 0058. Okay. And as it is an encrypted file, if you are downloading it, so it will get stored under the spams. So you won't be able to see it elsewhere. So you can check it in the spam and then you can access the file. So type in 3 if everything is clear on the screen interface. So why am I taking it slow and giving you the time to go through it? Why? Because there will be questions based on this, all those things. Okay, it's not only FMS, the question will be based on only FM. It can be based on Excel, it will be based on the income statements, financial statements, and it can be based on FM as well. Okay, so Excel file is called as workbook. So as you saw the vast area of each and every sheet, and we can add up to 255 sheets. So it works like a very huge file. That's why Excel files are called as workbook. In each workbook, we can insert up to 255 sheets. By default, a new workbook contains with one sheet from 2016 version onwards, so which are organized in the form of tabulation. So tabulation, which are in the rows and columns. So the number of rows that we have is 10,48,576 rows and 16,384 columns. All the columns are named by alphabets and the rows are named by number. Okay. And then the most important thing, the extensions in Excel. Okay. So there are 4 main extensions in Excel. So normal workbook means your extension will be .xlsx from 2007 onwards. Okay. So before 2007, it was just .xls. Okay. And if you are enabling macro in your workbook, then your extension should be changed to .xlsm, where M stands for macro. And if you are developing a VBA script in your Excel, then your extension should be .xlsb, where B stands for binary. And if you are creating a template for your business purpose, then your template should be stored as .xltx, where T stands for template. Okay. So this is about the extensions. Excel workbook, this consists with the multiple worksheet. So multiple worksheet, it's a work area consisting of rows and columns which are in tabulation. So columns are identified by alphabets, rows are identified by numbers. Cell, it is the smallest unit in the Excel. So what you see here, so this single cell, this is called as cell, and it is also called as active cell. How we are going to identify? By identifying the intersection of column and row. When they both meet each other, that is called as active cell, or it is also called as cell address, which will be displayed in the name box. So range is nothing but the selection. In Excel, the selection is called as range. Your range can be on the column, it can be on a single row, or it can be on a group of cells. Okay. So this is called as selection, and in Excel it is called as range. Whatever we are going to implement, it will be implemented on this particular range of cells. Okay. And if you see, we have various different types of cursor. So now when I'm in the top row, in the tab layout or in the ribbon, so it is called as standard mouse pointer. As the cursor comes down to the work area, now you can see white color cross. Okay. So this white color cross is nothing but the selection mouse pointer. So selection, I will click. Without releasing the click, I can drag it on the columns if I wanted it on the rows, or if I wanted it on the range of cells. Okay. So this is called a selection move mouse pointer. And then we have the I-beam cursor. Okay. So this is your resizing cursor. As I take the cursor to the column address, so there is a pointer towards down. When I click from here, the the entire H column gets selected. Okay, so this is called as selection mouse pointer. So selection mouse pointer, it is available on the column as well as the row. So when I take the pointer and select, my entire 16,384 columns also it gets selected. And then we have the resizing cursor. Now you can see I'm taking the cursor in between H and I. This is called as resizing cursor. So by using this, I can increase and decrease the size of it. So it can be on the column as well as the rows also. So like this, I can increase and decrease the size. Okay, so this is called as resizing cursor. And then we have the I-beam cursor. So I-beam cursor, so this is called as I-beam cursor. So I-beam cursor, it is also used to edit. So wherever your I-beam cursor is, there only I'll be able to enter the data. Okay, so this is called as I-beam cursor. And then we have the select move mouse pointer. So now here when I come, so at the borders, you can see the move mouse pointer will be accessible. That is two keys together. It will be combined. One is navigation and one is standard mouse. Together, it is called as move mouse pointer. I will click without releasing the click, drag and drop anywhere. I can move the content. Okay, and then we have the fill handle. So this one on the right hand side corner, you can see a small dot. So when I take the cursor right on that top, so I'll get a black color cursor. This is called as fill handle. So this fill handle can move in all the direction. When I wanted to fill the data, so I will fill towards down, my data gets filled. I wanted to fill it towards the right, I wanted to fill the data towards the top, I wanted to fill the data towards my left. In all the four direction I can fill, but this will be accessible only on the right hand side corner. Nowhere else in the other three corners I'll get it. The dot what you see here, when I take the cursor there, it is called as fill handle. Okay, so why am I explaining it? So we'll be using this cursors also in the upcoming classes. You should be aware of all those things. So understood with the cursor, type in 4 if you are understood with the cursors. Okay, very good. So we have covered with the Excel introduction part and about the screen interface. So any doubt in this portions, whatever I have covered today? Anybody is having any doubts, you can get it clarified. And as I told in the WhatsApp group, I have shared the Excel practical file. So the ones who have joined lately, please download the files and keep it ready. So tomorrow we can start with our practicals. Okay. So it is an encrypted file. Again, I'm telling you the password. The password is 0058. Okay. So this is the password for that Excel file. So we will cover with those concepts and we will do with the pivot table and the dashboard. So before we get into financial modeling, so then financial modeling and the accounting part, everything. So we'll understand the concept. So the ones who are not aware of Excel, so that they will understand how Excel generally works. We are not going to go in detail with Excel, only the required portions we are going to cover. Guys, from the go-to meeting, I will be getting the attendance list. Okay, so once I set up with my attendance register, we will take up with the attendance. Till then, I will be downloading it from the software. So make sure you don't miss out with the classes. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So any doubts in today's class? So type in 5 if whatever I have explained you today, type in 5. So about the Excel notes, I'll share you by tomorrow. Okay. So the practical notes, whatever I have shared, please download those and keep it ready. Okay. So I will wind up the session for today. Is there any doubts or anything you wanted to get it clarified? So everything is clear. So then you people can leave today. So download the files. Tomorrow we'll start with our practicals. Thank you guys.